we're back with segment 2 of the Remax Magnolia Real Estate Show with myself, and we have Natalie here. Now, Natalie, you actually do real estate here in the Fraser Valley and also Alberta. We were talking a bit about that, but how do you do that? How do you manage both places? Like, how do you manage working in both?
Well, my husband is licensed in the Edmonton area, so when I'm here, he's doing anything that needs to be serviced in Edmonton. So he'll go out and do some showings for me, or be communicating with the client and making sure that there's no detail that's left untouched, right? So it frees me up to be able to come here and live here while I need to be here and service my clients so that all of the needs are met, because I wouldn't be able to do it without him, because it's just too much. Like you can't be back and forth like on a plane every single week. So I will be here for several weeks at a time. I've spent a lot of time here all year, really. And so it makes it seamless that my husband can step in when I'm not there. Usually the clients will be dealing with me over the phone if I'm not there, and my husband looks after all the stuff on the ground.
Okay, so you got boots on the ground even when you're here.
Yeah.
Now, what about when you're in Edmonton and you have things going on here? Is that where you lean on the other folks at Remax Magnolia?
Well, I mean, I haven't had to because I've been here so much.
Right, good point.
My dad is also a realtor.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, my dad's been in real estate since I was a year old.
Okay.
So, if I ever need someone, my dad has a cape underneath his shirt, My dad's pretty cool.
Perfect. Well, that makes things real. You got somebody in each market to help you out, and that must make things that much more easy.
Yeah, it definitely helps, but I love the office here, actually. Like, I'm a little sad that I don't have it over there, too. Not that my office in Edmonton isn't good, because it is. But it's, it's a tight-knit feel here in Mission. And, I've known Michelle a long time. So I really enjoy the office atmosphere, actually. And so it would be nice if it was both places. Maybe that's something you could do later, Michelle. I don't know.
Well, not every office has a candy cart in it.
Yeah.
I know.
Right? Yeah, my son goes crazy. Like, he loves fuzzy peaches. So the last time, though, we were there was no fuzzy peaches. So.
Oh, you see that? Maybe I was there beforehand because I love fuzzy peaches too. So.
Oh, okay. I think Cheryl did say that, someone did steal all the fuzzy peaches.
It was probably James. No, it was probably
maybe.
James. Yeah, we always blame James for everything around here.
Yeah, it's always his fault.
It's always James.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about prices. We talked a little bit about that in Alberta, but like when it comes to some of the stats, which say I was looking for a benchmark price in a detached house in Edmonton, what's that going to be like these days?
Well, I mean, if you're looking at new construction with an unfinished basement, around $550,000, and similar price if you're looking at a full, fully finished home. New construction is always going to be a little bit more. And then there are quite a few differences with new construction in Edmonton versus here, if you want to chat about that in a bit as well. But $550,000 comfortably, more of a larger home might be towards $600,000. I actually have a home for sale in Spruce Grove, where I live, and it's a 6-bedroom house and 4 bathrooms. It's fully finished. And I listed it at $625,000, and I received an offer within less than 24 hours. And with this particular homeowner, we thought, okay, well we'll try this price. But for past history, it might have been a little bit ambitious, but it didn't impede at all with the activity. So that was pretty amazing. And a 6-bedroom home is that's quite a large house, and it's hard to find. This one particularly had 4 bedrooms upstairs.
Oh, wow.
Which is not easy. It's not an easy find. So, and all large bedrooms. So maybe on the larger end, you might be towards $600,000. If you're in kind of a newer neighborhood, you might be looking a little bit more. In my neighborhood, you're looking probably around $650,000, but it's more of a green neighborhood with the construction, to be energy efficient. So it's a little bit more money, and they have the brownstone kind of look. So it's more of a high-end kind of area. So you might be looking a little bit more. And if it's a really big house on the pond, you might be looking at 750 or 700.
Wow. So I'm afraid to ask almost, what does it cost for a townhouse there?
Townhomes, like, so in Edmonton, they're actually quite cheap. So I actually have the average of a townhome here. So they call it sort of a semi-detached or row home. So in Edmonton, actually, like a row home or townhouse, the average price is $283,000.
Wow.
I sold one in 2023, and we did go multiple offers. There was 5 offers, and it was such a cute townhouse. It had a double garage downstairs, 3 bedrooms, and 2.5 bathroom. About 6 or 7 years old, and it sold multiple offers for $285,000.
Wow.
Yeah. In Summerside in Edmonton area, which is actually a really cute area, and has like a, it's sort of like you know, you pay like a kind of a HOA fee because you have kind of amenities, right? Like trails and like ponds and that kind of thing. So it's actually quite a nice area, and yeah, $285,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And what are the HOA or strata fees or things like that? Are they obviously going to be lower because the prices aren't as high?
I believe that one was an annual, so I think it was under $500 for the year. So it wasn't very expensive. It might be a little bit more money depending where you are. Like St. Albert has a pocket called Jensen Lakes, and so there's an actual beach. So you pay there too, and the homes are it's more expensive because you're paying for the amenities. But it's not like paying a condo fee here or a strata fee. Like if you have a $400 strata fee for your condo, it's not like that.
Okay. Very interesting. Okay. Well, you were talking a little bit, you kind of alluded to the fact that new builds are a little different there. So how are things a little different in Alberta compared to BC when it comes to buying a new home?
Well, when you buy a new home in BC, you get everything done. You have a finished basement, and you have grass, you have landscaping, and you have a deck, and you have fencing. In Edmonton, that's considered an add-on. Your grass is an add-on. Your fence is an add-on. Your deck is an add-on. And so I just actually did 2 new construction deals in the Edmonton area recently. And I had to negotiate in the deck, and we were able to negotiate in the appliances as well. But that's not always a given either. So the basement was unfinished, so we just left that. And but the landscaping they have to do themselves. So one thing that I found very strange is you have to pay a landscaping deposit on close, and so depending on where the town is located, it might be a different amount. But let's just say a common one is $2,500. You have to pay a $2,500 landscaping deposit. And then it's sort of an initiative, or to have the buyer want to finish their landscaping, that they'll be able to get their deposit back.
Okay.
So you're on the hook to do your own landscaping, and then once you actually complete it and it's been signed off, then you can get your money back.
Okay, so that is a little different because, you got to finish off your basement, and you got to do your landscaping and your decks and things like that. So it would add some costs to the closing of the home, I guess.
For sure. And I had one buyer from Maple Ridge actually moved 2 years ago into Edmonton, and they have a detached garage, and then their back door, it would just require 2 steps down to the yard to walk through to get to your garage. I had to fight for those 2 steps for the client to get. So I said, well, how could you not provide these 2 steps? Because they can't get into their garage unless they have the steps out, because they'd have to keep the door boarded up. So
right.
Yeah, we got it in, but it was sort of a fight. It was really weird.
That would be a bit of an odd one. It's like, well, they can pay for it later. Well, no, they need the steps when they move in, otherwise it's going to be kind of awkward.
Yeah, yeah.
What other differences are between BC and Alberta, other than the obvious, the weather and things like that? But when it comes to real estate, is there any other differences or challenges you face in Alberta versus here?
Well, there's no property transfer tax in Alberta, so that's a huge chunk of savings right there. And most people, when I tell them that, they're flabbergasted. They can't believe it. So, I mean, not only are you dealing with basically at least half the price, of here, you also have no property transfer tax. So it actually makes it a lot easier, and you have more money really to spend or keep in your pocketbook if you're moving from BC to Alberta. You don't have to worry about that extra cost. So that's a huge savings. I find that the lawyer fees seem to be a bit higher there, though, for closing. Not double, but I'd say maybe 1.5 times. So I tell people when they're moving from here over there, you might want to keep a little bit extra because your closing costs, might be a little bit higher. Just living there too. Here for your heating, we have Fortis, right? And, terrace and gas. Well, you have a slew of options for your heating and gas. So when we moved there, we were so confused because we didn't know where to go. So we actually had to find like a website to compare, and you can lock in a rate. So you can actually negotiate or get a better price for your heat. It was funny.
You need it in those winters, especially if you're in northern Alberta.
Yeah. Yep, it gets very cold. I had icicles in my windows the first year.
Yeah, no, it's a different kind of cold. I lived in Prince George for 7 years, so pretty close to the same distance north as Edmonton, and I know what it's like.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you'll freeze.
Yeah, no, it's but it is at the same time, summers are great. There's a lot of cool things around Edmonton and through Alberta, and I know that it's a very active province. Everybody seems to golf, play baseball, softball, hockey, snowmobile, everything.
And you must be an Oilers fan if you live in Edmonton, or
it's tough to be anything else. Yeah. No, that's why I can't move there.
Yeah. A friend of mine, acquaintance of mine, I should say, is a Canucks fan and but lives in Edmonton and doesn't go over too well.
No, it doesn't. I've been there.
Yeah, but there's lots to do, and yeah, for sure, there's lots of outdoor. People really like the outdoors there. So, I mean, in the winter, unless you ski or something like that, I mean, your entertainment is people though. Mm-hmm. So I find that everybody gets together a lot. Like, I've been invited to more parties than I know what to do with. It's pretty cool, actually. People are very social there. It's fun.
All right, well, that's pretty much bringing us to the end of our time here. If people want more information about what you do and your listings, and if they were looking to move to Alberta, where can they go to get all that info?
Well, they can go onto my Instagram page, NatalieDiPietra.Realtor. I also have my Facebook page, Natalie DiPietra Real Estate, my YouTube channel, Natalie DiPietra Real Estate, and even the Remax Magnolia website as well. My information is there, my phone numbers, and my email is there too.
All right, so plenty of places for people to find you.
Absolutely.
And join us again next week when we will talk real estate in order to unlock your real estate potential on a show where real estate is maximized. Thanks for listening.